Welcome back to the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup, and it's the main event now. It's the final as Lokomotiv Moscow take on Flamengo in what is a rerun of the 2012 final of the Mundialito de Clubes, or the Club World Cup, in which the Russians Lokomotiv Moscow run out 6-4 winners against Flamengo. So I'm sure the Brazilians Flamengo will be desperate for revenge here in what is another final between the two clubs. It's the final of the very first Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. This event has never taken place before, but after the success that it's had over the last 3 days, I'm sure this will just be the first of many Barcelona Beach Soccer Cups. It's been a wonderful 3 days. On day one, all 8 teams were in action. Sporting beat Levante by 6-4. Lokomotiv Moscow, the finalists, beats Boca Juniors 2-0. Flamengo thrashed Valencia 12-1, and Barca beat Bate Borisov 11-1. On day two, and Valencia won the Valencia derby against Levante, beating their city rivals by 3-2. It was a dramatic game between Bate Borisov and Boca Juniors that finished 5-all. Went to extra time and penalties, and the Argentines, Boca, won 3-2 in the penalty shootout. In the first semi-final, Lokomotiv Moscow booked their place in the final, beating Barca, the hosts, the favourites for the competition, by 7-4, and Flamengo smashed Sporting 7-2 in the other semi-final. We've just had the playoff for third place, which Barca won, and now it's the final. Lokomotiv Moscow against Flamengo. Let's run you through the teams that will be starting in this final. Buklitsky, the goalkeeper, used to play for Barcelona, now back at Lokomotiv Moscow. In defence, it's Fernando. In midfield, Shkarin and Leonov, the captain, and Shaikov will be leading the line for the Russians, and for the Brazilians, it's Ellington between the sticks. In defence, Gabriel. In midfield, the captain, Diego Gama, and Demais, and leading the line to start with for the Brazilians is Fred. Unlimited substitution, so the players come on and go off as they please. And we're almost ready for kick-off here in the final of the inaugural Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. Lokomotiv taking on Flamengo. Russia against Brazil. Very much the powerhouses of beach soccer in recent years. Barcelona now the venue for the final of this competition between Lokomotiv and Flamengo. It's the Russians who've won the World Cup in the last 2 editions, in 2011 and 2013. Prior to that, only 2 other teams besides Brazil had won it. Portugal won it once back in 2001, and France were champions in 2005. Besides those 3 nations, it's been won by Brazil every single year. 13 victories for Brazil in the Beach Soccer World Cup. However, Barcelona now the venue to this final, which could give the Russians another chance to get one over on the Brazilians. They've done it in the last 2 World Cups. Russia, the current world champions. And of course, Lokomotiv Moscow got one over on Flamengo. This very same fixture in 2012 in the Club World Cup. So Russia, the pretenders to Brazilians' beach soccer crown at the moment, as a shot comes in from Leonov, the captain, right from kickoff, and it's forced a good save from Ellington immediately. Throw in for Fred on the far side. Leonov, the captain. And it's back with Butlitsky. Was at Barcelona for a couple of years, Butlitsky. So he knows this city well. He'll know a number of the Barcelona players too, former teammates. Now playing in a different strip. Here's Gabriel. Shaikov. Back into Ellington, and it's Diego Gama. Butlitsky. Butlitsky strikes one, didn't really get hold of it. And it's with Ellington. Demais on the far side. Diego Gama weighing up his options. Tried to knock it into Fred, but just volleyed it straight out of play. And it's a throw-in for the Russians. Gorczynski waiting to come on here. It's an early change as Gorczynski takes to the field of play. Here's Fernando, the Brazilian member of this Lokomotiv Moscow team, playing against his fellow countrymen. There's actually two Brazilians in the Lokomotiv Moscow team. Fernando and Daniel. So shot comes in from the goalkeeper, Butlitsky. It was deflected and could have been difficult for Ellington. In the end, it didn't get all the way through to him. Demais. The overhead kick from Fred. Shinned it slightly, didn't catch it properly, and it was an easy one for Butlitsky. Now Fernando. Fernando back into Butlitsky. Butlitsky finds Fernando. Passing the ball around on the deck at the moment. And it's Gabriel who brings it forward for the Brazilians and unleashes a bullet of a strike. Gabriel trying to get the fans behind the Brazilian team here. He's scored some stunners in this competition so far, Gabriel, the Flamengo defender. Could be an own goal here, and it's off the post. Well, disaster for Lokomotiv Moscow in defence. It could have been even more disastrous had it ended up in the back of the net. Real confusion between Gorczynski and the goalkeeper Butlitsky. And it's Demais on the far side. Now it's Bernardo. His shot very easy for Butlitsky. Now Daniel. Here's Daniel. Into Fernando, the two Brazilians combining for the Russian team. Gabriel. Bernardo with the cross. Looking for Demais. Who goes off and is replaced by Gigi. Butlitsky with the throw forward into Peremitin. He's muscled off the ball by Gabriel, two of the biggest players in this Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup tournament. Gabriel and Peremitin. That'll be a great battle between the two of them, and on this occasion it's Peremitin who's won it. His overhead kick is pushed behind by Ellington, and it's a corner kick for the Russians. Corner kick taken into Peremitin. Flamengo break quickly. It's Bernardo who plays the ball into the box, looking for Leo. Now with Gabriel. Gigi. Bernardo. Diego Gama. His shot just knocks the wind out of Peremitin. Tried to tee himself up again and wasn't so successful the second time. His shot pretty weak and rolls through to the goalkeeper, who takes a shot. Butlitsky on the volley, headed clear and out for a corner for the Russian side. It's a tentative start to this game. We've had over half of this first period and still no goals in the final of the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. Lokomotiv 0, Flamengo 0 after half of the first third. Leonov just getting a talking to from the referee. Leonov being closely followed by Gigi. Leonov at the back post, does make contact with the ball, but he can't direct it goalwards. Here's Leo. Leo being closely followed by his compatriot Daniel. Leo again. Daniel back to the goalkeeper Butlitsky. Butlitsky, well, he's had more shots than anyone, I think, in this game so far. And yet again, he sends his effort over the crossbar. Bernardo for Flamengo. It's brought forward now by Shkarin. Out with Shaikov on the far side. The shot coming in from Bernardo. It was a good effort and a good save from Butlitsky. Here's Gorczynski. Butlitsky in no hurry here to take the goal kick and move play forward. Leo now. Great skill from Bernardo. Shot, or cross, well claimed by Ellington, who went flying to gather that one. Oh, it's in! It's Leo, and he didn't catch it at all well, but it skipped up off the sand and in beyond Andrei Butlitsky, and it's the first goal of the game, and it's scored by the number 10, Leo. So with 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining of this first third, it's the Brazilian side who have the lead here in slightly fortunate circumstances, but you've got to get your shots on target or you never score. Leo slightly scuffed a volley, but it came up off the sand and bounced beyond Andrei Butlitsky and into the roof of the Lokomotiv Moscow net. So it's Lokomotiv Moscow 0, Flamengo 1. And on comes Andre, one of the legends of beach soccer. He's won 4 World Cups, the number 7. First of those World Cups back in 2006, then in 07, 08 and 09, and it is Andre who's involved in this goal, and it's an absolute corker. Cracking strike and a great goal for Flamengo, and they've taken a 2-0 lead here. It's Demais with the finish. And what about this for a goal? Wonderful strike from Demais. But Klitsky could do nothing about that one. And it's 2-0 to Flamengo. Just 2.5 minutes remaining of this first period. The goal scorers, Leo and Demais for the Brazilians. Here's Fernando now. And it's in. Well, Lokomotiv Moscow have got a goal back here. Peremitin with the finish. Poor defending from Flamengo. Bad communication between the goalkeeper and the defence. Peremitin made the most of it, snuck in and knocked it beyond the goalkeeper. And it's now 2-1. So after a very tensive start, there's been goals galore in the last minute or so. Can Gabriel do something from kickoff here? Gabriel strikes it, but straight against Shkarin. Here is Shkarin now. Decides to go back to the goalkeeper, Butlitsky. Out comes Ellington. Here's Gabriel. Taking on the captain, Leonov. It's into the side netting this time. Here's Leonov. Fernando. Looking for Leonov. Andre slides in to try and win it back. But it's now taken on by Gabriel. Demais. Nice skill from Demais, but he's robbed of the ball. It's Leonov. Into Gorczynski, and back to the goalkeeper Butlitsky now. Here's Butlitsky. Now Fernando. Fernando again. Fernando's strike comes back off Andre. It's a foul by Andre, and it's going to be a free kick for the Russians. A great opportunity here for Lokomotiv Moscow to get back on level terms against Flamengo. They're currently 2-1 down, but they've got a free kick in a really good position here. And it's going to be the Brazilian Fernando to take it against his fellow countryman. So Fernando with this free kick. It's Ellington between the sticks. For the Brazilians, Fernando strikes it beyond Ellington and back into the back of the net. And it's now 2-2 in this final. A great first third. Both teams absolutely level after 11.5 minutes. Lokomotiv Moscow 2, Flamengo 2. Gabriel into Andre, and it's a wild strike from Andre, all the way over the goal. And the net behind the goal. Daniel, back to Butlitsky. The header coming in from Shkarin. Possession back with the Brazilians, and Butlitsky, well, it was going wide anyway, but he made sure of it. But there won't be time for the corner. There goes the whistle to signal the end of the first third. We've had 12 minutes here in the final of the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup, and at the moment there's absolutely nothing between the two teams. After 12 minutes, it's Lokomotiv Moscow 2, Flamengo 2. Welcome back for the second third of this final between Lokomotiv Moscow and Flamengo in the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. There's absolutely nothing between these two teams after 12 minutes. The scoreline, 2 goals each. Looking at the statistics of the first half, both teams had 12 shots as well, so very little between them. Well, nothing at all. It was an entertaining first third. Let's hope for more of the same in this second period. It's now Flamengo kicking from left to right in the black and red strips. The 2012 Club World Cup champions, Lokomotiv Moscow, playing from right to left in the white strips. Flamengo lost to Lokomotiv Moscow in 2012 in the final of the Club World Cup. They also lost again in 2013. So they've twice been runners-up in the final. The first time against Lokomotiv Moscow, the second time against fellow Brazilians Corinthians in 2013. Here's Bernardo. 2 goals apiece then, Daniel and Peremitin for Lokomotiv Moscow. Demais and Leo with the goals for Flamengo. Here's Bernardo now. Bernardo's shot. Well, too much on the throw for Gorczynski, and he can't keep that one in. It's Chuzkov in goal for this second half for Lokomotiv Moscow. He's replaced Budlitsky. Peremitin plays the ball forward, looking for Gorczynski. And it's Ellington. Gigi. It's out off Gigi for a Lokomotiv Moscow throw, taken by Fernando. Here's Shkarin. Shkarin forwards into Shaikov. Ball given away by Shaikov, and it's Gigi now. Back into Ellington. Here's the Flamengo captain, Diego Gama. Ellington back to Diego Gama. Good skill from Diego Gama. He goes down under the challenge from Shkarin. No free kick given. Now it's Gigi. Diego Gama. The ball over the top, expecting the run from Gigi, but it never came. Overhead kick. It was Demais with the effort, and it was over the crossbar. Here's Daniel. Ellington. He finds Bernardo. Possession turned over, this could be dangerous. Chance here for Lokomotiv Moscow to break. Andre, though, back and does well in defence. Here's Leonov. Leonov into Daniel. Strike from Fernando. Wasn't a bad effort from the Lokomotiv Moscow defender. Just wide of Ellington's goal, though. Now it's Leo. Scored in the first half. Leo! His shot well saved this time. And the scoop was for Andre, but it was well claimed by Chuzkov. Forward for Peremitin. Claimed by Ellington. Leo. Leo strike! Wonderful finish from the Flamengo number 10. Really good play from the Brazilians on the far side. Andre came across to block the defender, Daniel, which enabled Leo to come inside on his right and unleash that excellent shot on goal. Just skipped beyond Leonov and curled his effort beyond Ellington and into the back of the net. It's 3-2 to the Brazilians. And it's a second goal for Leo. It's wide from the kickoff from Daniel. Andre turns it down the line into Leo. He can't get there ahead of the goalkeeper, Chuskov, though. And now it's Gorczynski. Peremitin! Well, he turned and got his shot away, and it was gathered by Ellington. It's a good play, though, from Peremitin. Scored a couple of goals against Barcelona yesterday. He's a big striker, but he's skillful as well. Andre gets a foot in. Gorczynski's effort. Caught it very nicely, sent it just wide of the far post. It was a sweet strike. Diego Gama. Diego Gama into Bernardo. Back with the goalkeeper Ellington now. Here's Diego Gama, the captain again. Leo. As the shot comes in from Gorczynski. Lifts it over the crossbar. It's Leo. Gorczynski back to the goalkeeper Chuskov. And here's Peremitin. Peremitin forces another save out of Ellington. And now it's Diego Gama with a real chance. Oh, he should have done better. Well, that was an opportunity to put daylight between the Brazilians and the Russians, and now at the other end, the Russians have got a chance and they've scored it. Well, Diego Gama should have put his side 4-2 up. He missed the opportunity, and then at the other end, it's Shaikov who made no mistake with his finish. And from almost 4-2, it's now 3-3. And we've got a real game on our hands here in the final of the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. It's Lokomotiv Moscow 3, Flamengo 3. And there's just 4.5 minutes remaining of this second period. Well, there's just nothing between these two sides. It really is an exciting match as Diego Gama sends a volley straight into the gloves of Chuskov. Diego Gama back into Ellington. Leonov. Shkarin. Back into Leonov, the captain. He's looking for Shkarin again. Shkarin on the volley. Sends it wide of the post. Demais for Flamengo. Ellington flicks it over Fernando, back into Demais. Now it's Gabriel. Gabriel's strike. Pushed to safety by Chuskov. Gorczynski back on for the Russians. 3 minutes remaining here in the second third. It's the final of the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. Here's Ellington. Ellington! Can't get his volley on target. Gorczynski tees it up for Peremitin. Thought about the overhead kick, but Demais got there first with the header. Diego Gama finds Andre. Andre loses out to Shkarin. Andre wins it back though, and the Brazilians have a man over here. Andre looking for Gigi, and it's in! I'm not sure it was a shot from Leonov, but that might be unfair on him, because it might well have been. He saw Ellington off his line maybe, and found the back of the net. I think it may have just been a clearance. He's not really celebrating the goal, Leonov. Well, I think there's a touch of fortune about that one from Leonov. His number one objective was to just get the ball away from Andre as he booted outfield, but as it happened, he put it over the head of Ellington and into the back of the Flamengo net. And for the first time, Lokomotiv Moscow have the lead here against Flamengo. It's Lokomotiv Moscow 4, Flamengo 3. Diego Goma with the effort, well saved, and the Russians close to counter-attacking there as Andre goes down under the challenge of Fernando. And it's a yellow card. A free kick for the Brazilians, free kick for Andre, and a yellow card for Fernando. Fernando goes into the book, and Andre has a free kick and a possibility of getting his side back on level terms. Flamengo had led 3 times, but they now find themselves trailing to Lokomotiv Moscow by 4 goals to 3. Here's Andre. Can he do something about that scoreline? Andre strikes it. Gigi. That was a good save in the end by Chuskov. Chuskov down now. May need some attention, but I think he's going to be okay. Might just have a bit of sand in his eyes, I think, as he made this challenge. Back on his feet now, though, Chuskov. Free kick taken, and it's bobbling its way towards Ellington. Andre. Diego Gama can't keep this one in play. Here's Shkarin. Now Fernando. Fernando finds Leonov, the captain. Just a minute remaining of this second third. After this, there'll be just 12 minutes remaining to find out who'll be the first ever champion of the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. Andre. Andre's effort a long way over the top. Fernando on the far side into Peremitin shot. Blocked and deflected out for a Lokomotiv Moscow throw on the far side. Lianov comes up to take it. Here's Fernando, Peremitin. Well, he just couldn't quite get a shot away as Andre's attacking, but the whistle's gone, and that's the end of the second period. And Lokomotiv Moscow have managed to turn it around. They had been behind on 3 different occasions, but now they're in the lead, and after 24 minutes here at the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup in the final, it's the Russians that are leading. Lokomotiv Moscow 4, Flamengo 3. Welcome back to the final of the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. It's the final third of the final. We're on day 3, Sunday here in Barcelona. And after 7 games of beach soccer, this the final. And at the moment, it's the Russians who have the lead. 4-3 to Lokomotiv Moscow against Flamengo. The Brazilians have got 12 minutes to get back into this game. They're only a goal behind, but it's going to be a tense and exciting final third. Flamengo after revenge against Lokomotiv Moscow after they were beaten in the final of the Mundialito de Clubes, the Club World Cup back in 2012. This the ideal time to get their revenge. They once again find themselves up against each other in the final. They had taken the lead on 3 different occasions, Flamengo, and now they find themselves behind. Here's Chuskov. Daniel. His shot blocked by Bernardo. It's Bernardo's effort, and it's well saved by Chuskov. Chuskov, back out wide to Shaikov. There's the goalkeeper, Shaikov again. Bernardo inside to Gabriel. Gabriel tees up Bernardo. Tried to play it forward into Diego Gama, but could only find the Russian number 7, Shkadin. Shkadin back to the goalkeeper, Chuskov. Chuskov plays it first time into Peremitin. He's beaten to the ball by the extremely strong Gabriel. Diego Gama. The overhead kick came in from Peremitin. Wide of the mark though. Now it's Bernardo into Diego Gama. Good turn from Diego Gama. Still Diego Gama, the Flamengo captain, and in the end, his shot blocked by Daniel. Leo, his shot blocked. Still with the Brazilian side though. It's Gabriel for Flamengo. Into Ellington. Bernardo, he's got Leo ahead of him. Picks out Andre. Andre, who's lost out here, and it's Peremitin. Peremitin has got a free kick here. It could even be a penalty, and it's a yellow card for Andre. I think for tugging back the Russian striker. So Andre goes into the book, and we'll have to wait and see whether it's a penalty or a free kick. Well, it was just outside the area, so it will be a free kick. Everyone will have to be behind the ball though, as it's in the Flamengo half. Great opportunity for the Lokomotiv Moscow striker Peremitin to put daylight between Lokomotiv Moscow and Flamengo. This to make it 5-3. It really would be an uphill battle for the Brazilians if this one goes in. Peremitin to strike this one. It's Ellington between the sticks. Peremitin! Oh, it bounces up off the crossbar and over. Just half a foot from creeping in there. It's an excellent strike from Peremitin. Ellington forward into Gabriel. Back into Ellington. And Gabriel again. Good skill this from the Brazilians. Wonderful play. Gabriel back into Ellington. Still Ellington. Back into Gabriel. Gabriel's overhead kick. Well, what a goal that would have been. And it wasn't too far away. It's a corner kick as well. Taken to Gabriel. Gabriel looking for Gigi. Oh, Daniel wanted a free kick. Here's Gigi. Good save from Ellington. Daniel saw the Flamengo goalkeeper off his line and tried his luck. It was a great effort from Daniel. Well, this one, without a doubt, was intentional. Andre with the strike. Just before the end of the second third. The fourth goal, which put the Russians in the lead, was scored by Leonov. It was similar to that strike from Daniel. Leonov was defending, but I don't think he was going for goal. Watching his celebration, he hardly celebrated the goal. It looked like a screamer, so surely if it was intentional, he would have celebrated it. I think it was just a bit lucky, if I'm honest. Just put his foot through the ball and it happened to end up in the back of the Flamengo net. So here comes Gabriel. Into Ellington. Ellington strike. Just wide of Chuskov's goal. 6.5 minutes. The Brazilians need a goal if they're going to get back into this game. It's Chuskov who leaves it for Shkarin. Shkarin over the top into Shaikov. Now Fred. Gabriel does well to keep it in. Headed on by Fred. Diego Gama at the far post for the Brazilians, but it's claimed by Chuskov. The shot coming in from Shkarin. Diego Gama can't catch that one. He wanted it on his chest, not in front of him. It's not the quickest, the Flamengo captain. Now it's Daniel. Chuskov. Gabriel gets there first. Here's Gigi. Overhead kick from Fred, didn't quite catch it. It's picked up now by Chuskov, the Lokomotiv Moscow goalkeeper. Daniel with a chance here. Daniel! Good save from Ellington as the time continues to tick away. Brazil, or the Brazilians I should say, need something, and they need something quickly. Demais' shot dragged wide. Just snatched at it, didn't he? Chuskov tries his luck. Couldn't get his shot on target. Now it's Demais who scored the first goal. It's good defending by Shkarin, who puts the ball out for a Flamengo throw. Ellington into Gabriel. Now it's Bernardo. Leo leaves it for Bernardo. Bernardo's shot. Well saved by Chuskov. Could be a chance here for Peremitin. Couldn't quite squeeze it inside the post. Now it's Bernardo on the far side. The game just opening up slightly here. Fernando. Fernando puts the ball out. Bernardo into Ellington. Ellington tried to flick it into Demais, but he put it out of play. Here's Peremitin. Peremitin goes down under the challenge, no free kick according to the referee. It's come back to Peremitin, and it skips up, but it's well saved in the end by Ellington. Here's Leo, it's in! Leo gets it beyond the goalkeeper Butlitsky and into the back of the net, and he's drawn Flamengo level here. 2.5 minutes remaining, and it's a hat-trick for Leo in the final, and a 4th goal for Flamengo, and it's all square once again here in the final of the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. What a final it's been. So little between these two teams. It was a great turn and strike from Leo Butlitsky, who'd only been on the pitch for a couple of seconds. Hasn't had a touch of the ball yet. Went straight through him and into the back of the net. And it's Lokomotiv Moscow 4, Flamengo 4, and just 2.5 minutes remaining on the clock. For the Brazilians, Ellington is down. I have to admit, I didn't see what happened. He's receiving some treatment from the medical staff. The sun's shining. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Barcelona. Here we are down by the Olympic port in absolutely stunning settings. The city of Barcelona behind us and the beach and port to either side of us. Leonor from the kickoff. And it's up off the sand and over the Flamengo goalkeeper. Nothing that Ellington could do about that one. It was such a tricky one to save. Great strike nonetheless from Leonov. Bounced up off the sand and into the back of the net. And immediately after Flamengo had drawn level, Lokomotiv Moscow go one ahead once more. Still 2 minutes 35 seconds on the clock. And Flamengo are once again behind. It's Leo who's going to flick this one up for Gabriel, who's got a vicious left foot on him. Gabriel prepares himself to strike this. Instead it's Leo. Leo's shot, and it's wide of the far post. So Lokomotiv Moscow 5, Flamengo 4. The Brazilians once again find themselves behind and need another goal. If they're going to take this game to extra time, they need 2 if they want to win it in normal time. Bernardo, won by Fernando. Here's Fernando, chance here for the Russians, and it's in! Igor Shaikov squeezing it into the back of the net. And the Russians have a 2-goal advantage over Flamengo with just 2 minutes remaining. It's Lokomotiv Moscow 6, Flamengo 4, the exact same scoreline as in the 2012 Mundialito de Clubes, the World Cup between the clubs, that these two teams faced each other in the final. This was the exact scoreline. It's deja vu for Flamengo. Gabriel tried to tee it up for Bernardo. The time ticking away for the Brazilians. They know they need something quickly here if they're going to get back into this game. They're not going to do it like that. A real waste from Bernardo. A Brazil throw. Well, actually, it's gone the other way. It's a throw for Lokomotiv Moscow. Budlitsky throws it long, but doesn't find a teammate. Here's Ellington. Ellington strike. Well, it's a real waste from Ellington, not on target. Here's Fernando. Fernando's shot into Daniel. Daniel can't steer it beyond the diving Ellington. And it's Gabriel who can bring it forward now. Into Demais. 1 more minute, Gabriel. It's great skill from Leo. Leo again, into Gabriel. Gabriel! And it's saved by Budlitsky. Just 20 seconds remaining here. And it looks like the Russians are going to beat the Brazilians once again. Lokomotiv Moscow close to a famous victory here in the inaugural Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. Just 5 seconds remaining. Fernando, the ball turned over. Leo has a shot, it's tipped over by Butlitsky. And there goes the full-time whistle. Well, it's deja vu for Flamengo. In another final, they've lost to Lokomotiv Moscow by 6 goals to 4. It happened in the Mundialito de Clubes back in 2012. And now it's happened all over again in the final of the very first Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. Well, what a successful event it's been. The stadium's been packed out every single day, and the fans have watched 3 days of fantastic beach soccer in beautiful settings and in stunning sunshine here in Barcelona. It's Lokomotiv Moscow who've won the competition. Flamengo finishing second, Barca third, Sporting fourth. Valencia were beaten by Boca Juniors, so they came sixth, Boca finishing fifth. Then seventh, Levante, and Bate Borisov picked up the wooden spoon, coming in last in this inaugural competition. But what's the most important is that Lokomotiv Moscow have won the final. They're the champions of the very first Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup, and you can see them celebrating out on the pitch. It's a famous victory for the Russians, and at the moment, it's not the Brazilians who are kings of beach soccer. It's the Russians, and Lokomotiv Moscow have won yet another competition.
Venga, aquí, breus moments, van sonar per a l'entrega de previs, una de les dominants que ens acompanyaran. Els dos conjunts que han jugat una final espectacular. 10 gols, 6-4.
Now time to hand out the trophies for this very first edition of the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. As you can see, the sand now converted into a stage area to give the trophies to the winning teams. Everyone now just waiting for the teams to come through. So you can hear the awards ceremony about to get underway here. The cheerleaders out on the pitch, as two are the press photographers and journalists ready to film this awards ceremony, take their pictures and have some interviews afterwards as well. It's been a very successful competition. The stands have been full every single day, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. We've seen lots and lots of goals, some absolutely spectacular finishes. And the weather's been kind to us as well. Beautiful sunshine every single day. So the first prize is going to go to the best goalkeeper, as voted for by the committee of beach soccer worldwide, and the winner is the former Barcelona goalkeeper Andrej Budlicki. He wins best goalkeeper. And here is Andrej Budlicki being presented with the prize of best goalkeeper for the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup.
Next we have top scorer.
First was goalkeeper, now it's top scorer. So this prize going to the two top scorers of the event. Two players finished the same amount of goals, and one of those was Barca's Llorens Gomez. And the other, Flamengo's Leo. So Llorens Gomez and Leo come up to collect the prize for top goal scorer in the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. There's only one trophy, so they're going to have to share it. Maybe Llorens will have it for the first 6 months and then he'll send it to Brazil for Leo. We'll have to wait and see.
And finally, for the last individual award, we have Most Valuable Player.
And now it's the MVP, the best player of the tournament. And that goes to the Barca captain, Amareye. Maybe slightly biased voting going on here, I think. He did have a great tournament though. Barca finishing third. And it's the hosts club captain who wins Best Player Award, MVP, Ramiro Amareye. And now he poses with the other three players. Budlicki, who won Best Goalkeeper in the tournament, and Leo and Llorens Gomez, who were top scorers.
d'equips i és el podi final d'aquest Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup 2015.
And now, let us present the team awards for this competition.
And now for the team awards.
A la tercera posició, ho han vist fa res, un parell d'horetes com el Futbol Club Barcelona.
So in third, it's Football Club Barcelona. They beat Sporting today to finish third. And their captain, Ramiro Amareye, comes forward to collect the trophy for third place. Barca coming in third in the first ever Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. I'm sure they prefer to swap that trophy for the first place trophy. They were the favourites playing on home soil, but it wasn't to be for Barca. They couldn't win the competition. And in second place, it's Flamengo. They came so close, but fell at the last hurdle. They were ahead 3 times early on in the match against Lokomotiv Moscow, but they weren't able to win the competition, and they lost in the final. And here's Diego Gama, their captain, to accept the award for second place in the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup. And now, last but certainly not least, it'll be the winners to come forward.
And now, the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup 2015
The first ever Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup champions, the Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup 2015, won by Lokomotiv Moscow. Here come the champions, Lokomotiv Moscow, who've won every game they've played. On day one, they beat Boca Juniors by 2-0 in the lowest scoring match of the entire competition. Then yesterday, they beat Barca. That was a big win for the Russians in the first semi-final, beating the Catalan side and hosts of the tournament by 7-4. And today, they've run out winners against Flamengo by 6-4, and this is what it means to them. It's a huge win for Lokomotiv Moscow. Another win and another win against Flamengo as well. So, the first ever champions of the inaugural Barcelona Beach Soccer Cup, Lokomotiv Moscow.
Primer de tot, evidentment, a l'Ajuntament de Barcelona, amb la senyora Maite Fandos, que ens representa. Gràcies, doncs, a l'Ajuntament de Barcelona per creure també amb aquest esport, amb aquest espectacle, amb aquest show, amb la Diputació de Barcelona, amb la Generalitat de Barcelona, amb Power Horse, Estrella d'Am, Ice Watch, Comfortel. Gràcies a tots.
And also, we would like to thank the City of Barcelona for their great support. And last but not least, Beach Soccer Worldwide would like to thank you, the fans, for making this an amazing event. And we look forward to seeing you next year.
Evidentment, doncs, també està agraint la ciutat de Barcelona en les fotografies pels campions. I finalment, també no menys important, gràcies Beach Soccer Worldwide, que li volia donar les gràcies als aficionats a tota aquesta gent que han fet aquests 3 dies. Moltíssimes